Chapter 1. The Story. My grandfather used to tell me strange things when I was a kid. He wasn't the bedtime story type. He didn't believe in fairy tales or happy endings. But every so often, usually in winter, when the wind moaned through the wood stove and the night stretched too long, he'd talk about Kantaja. He never said the name like it was folklore. He said it like it was a memory. She comes in the dark months, he told me. Not always the same face, not always the same voice, but she always knocks, and she always asks. Asks what, I'd say, already half spooked. To come in, that's it. Just a little warmth, a little food, a little rest. She's polite, kind, but there's something wrong with her. Can't say what. You just feel it. And if you let her in, he'd look at the fire then, shrug like a man tired of pretending not to be afraid. If you let her in, your luck changes. She takes something maybe, maybe not, but you get something back. And if you don't, he never answered that one. Just tapped the side of his nose and said, there were fires, there were deaths. People blamed all kinds of things. But I remember. My father remembered too. He said our family let her in once, a long time ago, and things had been good ever since. Chapter 2. The Boy. Lasse Soininen was 9 the winter his family died. He lived 2 houses down. Shy kid, pale cheeks, always wore hand-me-downs and boots too big for him. His parents were quiet people. His little sister had a doll she never let go of. They were normal, decent, the kind of family no one had a bad word about. Then came that one sleepover. Friday night, Lasse stayed at a friend's house up the street. Nothing unusual. Pizza, TV, a sleeping bag on the floor. By sunrise, his house was gone. The fire began around 2 a.m., but no one saw flames until after 3. By then, it was already too late. The roof collapsed in the center. Smoke curled out of shattered windows. The first responders described the inside as a kiln. His mother's body was found by the back door, face down, one arm stretched forward like she was reaching for something that wasn't there. His father had collapsed in the kitchen, broken glass in his hands, scorch marks across the floor like he'd slipped trying to run. His sister never made it out of bed. She was curled under the blanket, as if still asleep. There were strange details no one talked about. The stove was cold. Power had tripped sometime earlier. No fire source was ever found. Blood. Someone had been cut. Deep. Enough to drip down the hallway and smear on the bathroom door. One of the firemen said the front door was locked from the inside, and not with a key, with the chain. Lasse didn't go back to school for a while. When he did, he barely spoke. But the one thing he told police stuck with me. There was a woman at the door before I left. She asked to come in. He said his mother answered, polite but firm. She said, "I'm sorry, not tonight." Then she closed the door. He told them the woman just smiled and turned away. He never described her, said he couldn't remember her face, only her posture, that she was calm. Chapter 3. Now. I'm 34 now, married, 2 kids, mortgage, not much faith in ghosts or lucky spirits, but lately, things have been strange. Not for us, for the others. A woman down the road tripped on her porch step and fell face first into a pile of broken roof tiles, crushed her jaw, bled out before help could arrive. A man in the next town over was found in his garage, eyes wide open, hands zip-tied behind his back, stomach split open with what looked like garden shears. The police said it looked like he did it himself. That's what made the news. A house 2 streets away caught fire after a grease pan was left on the stove. Whole family inside. Doors dead-bolted from the inside. No smoke alarms. Every time, there's a reason. A rational, tragic explanation. But each case felt weird. Then I got a call from my dad. Do you remember what Grandpa used to say about her? I didn't answer. Just, make sure you're the one who opens the door, if she comes. Chapter 4. The Knock. It happened on a Thursday. My wife was upstairs bathing the kids. I was scrolling emails with a plate of cold food. 3 knocks. Software deliberate. Somehow I didn't need to guess who it was. I opened the door. She stood barefoot on the concrete step. Damp hair. A worn coat with mismatched buttons. A scarf tied too tight, like she hadn't adjusted it since morning. Young, mid-20s maybe. Her face was pale but not sickly. Her eyes still. Too still. Everything looked fairly normal, but something about her set every part of me on edge. She blinked less than she should. Her breath didn't fog, though the air was cold. Her smile didn't move her cheeks. Most of all, it was her stillness. Not relaxed, but empty. Like she was waiting to mimic whatever I did next. "Sorry to bother," she said, voice thin but clear. "Could I come in? Just for a minute. I've been walking a long time." The way she stood, the way she spoke, like she wasn't asking, just replaying a moment she'd lived 100 times. I felt something rise in my chest. Fear, maybe. Maybe recognition. But I remembered Lasse. I remembered the fire, and my grandfather's story. I stepped aside. "Come in." Chapter 5. The Bearer. She moved like a shadow, soft, precise, didn't track mud, didn't ask questions, just stood near the radiator, rubbing her palms slowly together like someone mimicking warmth. "Could I have a glass of water?" she asked. "And maybe a little something to eat?" I got her water. A piece of dry rye bread. She sipped and nibbled slowly, like it was ritual, not relief. The longer she stayed, the stronger the wrongness got. It wasn't what she did. It was the absence of anything that made her feel human. Her body moved, but her presence didn't. No smell of rain on her clothes. No tension in her posture. Just a polite placeholder wearing skin. When she finished, she stood. "Do you want anything?" she asked. "What?" She tilted her head towards me. "Anything you're missing? Something lost? Something you think about too much?" My stomach turned. There was no threat in her words. But there was intention. Like she'd been rehearsing that question for someone else. I didn't answer. She smiled. "Maybe next time," then walked out. Chapter 6. After the next week, nothing miraculous happened, but small things. Good things. Our tax error from last year got resolved. Quietly. In our favor. My daughter stopped complaining about her toothache. The dentist said it must have been a phantom pain. My wife's father, in the hospital for weeks, was suddenly cleared to go home. "We must have misread the labs," the doctor said. Meanwhile, a coworker was found in his bathroom, wrists cut at the sink. His ex said he'd been acting paranoid for days, locking every door twice, asking about strangers near the house. Police lined it as suicide. The woman, who apparently also refused the knock 2 houses down, slipped in her kitchen and landed face first on broken wine glasses. She bled out in under 3 minutes. Her child found her. They said it was a freak accident. They always do. Chapter 7. Later. I've read the ledger now. My grandfather's entries. My great-grandfather's too. She was blonde this time. Asked to sit. I gave her tea. Later that night, the debt collector disappeared. Kalle refused her. Said she gave him a bad feeling. That she looked like one of those travelers who cased the house for robbery. Told her to move on. His wife had a seizure the next morning. They said it was rare, genetic, but her family had none of it. Later, he shot himself. Police say due to grief. She never threatens. She just waits. You feel the wrongness. That's enough. That's the test. There's no magic in it, just a choice. Every time she asks, "May I come in?" and you say yes, or you don't. And either way, she remembers.